What's poppin', y'all? What's going on, YouTube? It's Masterpiece back at it again. Y'all already know what it is. All right, so basically, I'm just gonna give y'all a little back. This is gonna be a really great stream. I just got off streaming with the You've Been Exposed, Dreads, and that shit was alive. I mean, they caught body after body after body. It was great. It was real good to see all, brothers coming in together, from all over this place, all over the country, the continents, to get in on this, you know what I mean? Because the more the merrier, the more knowledge, the more viewpoints we got, the better. So that was a good time. I want you guys to go check out You've Been Exposed. I think most of my subscribers already sub to him anyways. I mean, I got a lot of my subscribers from him. So, I mean, the big shout out to Drez, and You've Been Exposed, that channel, because, he'll go for hours, and I just like how people can share their views and he ain't mad at it. And, it just is what it is. And he is who he is. And Brother Sanchez is another big person I got to give a shout out to, because we chat all the time. Me and Dreads, we chat. Me and Bro Sanchez, we chat. And it's a real beautiful thing to catch behind the scenes chats, because we're always talking about, what the next step is, and how we're gonna break this deception down. So today I got a special presentation for y'all, and I'm gonna go through my program on Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom, and I'm just gonna show y'all some stuff. Some of it's my personal photos, and some of it's not. But we're gonna do it anyway. I'm just checking out the chat real quick, seeing who's out there. Naomi, what's going on? Hey, love to have you, even if it's just for a few. Hope you're doing well. Peace and infinite blessings to you. You let me. Hey, Naomi, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I think you can hear me. Even if it's just. Yeah, I think you can hear me. I can hear myself. All right. So I'm gonna get into this because I think a lot of y'all want to get into the nitty gritty. I like getting into the nitty gritty, hitting where it hurts. Okay, so let's just. Okay, perfect. All right. Let me send a quick thanks. Thanks, Naomi. Perfect. All right, so we got everybody that lives on this infinite plane. Or, I mean, maybe it's limited. We really don't know. And that's something that, I mean, is really at the crux of this, of our hearts, because we in the flat earth community, we just really want the truth. You know what I mean? We don't care. We don't care how it's delivered. It's not going to hurt our feelings. It's not going to break our hearts. We just want the truth. All right, that's all we want. So if we come to reveal that it stops at a dome and hell, it just falls off after that, well, then it falls off. You know what I mean? If it's if there's infinite other dome bubbles out there, whatever, it doesn't even matter. If it's a globe, it's a globe. Let us know. You know what I mean? But we just don't believe what you're showing us. That's at the crux of the problem. We just don't know if we can trust the powers that be to ever give us a straight answer on anything. I mean, war, famine, you know what I mean, weather, let alone the place we live. Now they're talking about, going to Mars and all that. They've been talking about going to Mars. Now this whole virtual reality is ready to explode. If you're a stockholder or if you are into day trading, I definitely get into virtual reality, because that shit's gonna explode like a motherfucker here in the United States and Canada, so North America, basically all around the world. But it's coming because the technology is getting better. So they're just gonna hook us up, and then boom, we're on Mars. Facebook. If you look at the Facebook new video that they have for their new virtual reality that's going to hit Facebook, so you can hang out with each other on Facebook in virtual reality land. They do a little tutorial. You know how like Mark Zuckerberg's up there, and he's like Mark Zuckerberg is up there, and he's like presenting and saying, hey, this is what we got next and all that. Well, they unveiled their virtual reality. So instead of talking and chatting, you're going to be able to actually hang out. Instead of actually hanging out in real life. Now you can do it from behind your computer, which really reminds me of The Surrogates. If you haven't seen The Surrogate with Bruce Willis, go check that out. It's deep. Now, one thing that I have to say about this picture that I really hope you guys can grasp, because I feel like I say this a lot and people don't really understand what I mean by this. But if I'm looking across, right? I'm looking across the city like you guys see here. If I'm looking across the city and there's this much haze, and that's what, I mean, 40 kilometers max. You know what I mean? I don't know, 40, 50 kilometers to that city. I don't know. You know, the distance doesn't really matter, because if you're seeing anything, that means it's within the quote unquote globe, right? It's before it falls off, right? So whatever the distance is, we're looking at it and we're seeing haze. Yet when we look at a picture of a globe that they present us, it's clear as night and day. You know, it's like, where's the atmosphere? Where's the haze? Oh, the little blue ring that you can see on the side of on the Earth, right? Well, where's all the atmosphere preventing me from seeing this landmass clearly? You know, if I go back here and look at reality, a picture of reality, I can see it getting not only less contrast, not only hazier and fuzzier around the edges. You know, the corners aren't as nice and crisp. Let me zoom. The corners here on these buildings are nice and crisp, and then, you know, they start to fade. You know, that's the kind of methodology you'd employ if you were to paint this or to animate it. Yet they completely forget to animate that when it comes to the picture of the globe. Just so you know, just so you know, it really is the globe. It really is Africa. You know, hey, we're not just shooting some sort of hazy marble, which I would probably believe a lot more. We'll get into that later. We're just going to give you this completely perfect resolution, no spin. You know what I mean? We're just going to give you this, and you're going to believe it, just so that when you're 5 years old, you got no questions. You know, boom, there's Africa. You see it on a map. There it is. No more questions. Okay, go to English class. All right, this is just an example of the plane, of the flat plane that we live on. And when I say that okay, now this is really exciting. When I say that the sun and the moon rotate above us and they are very small, like the hour hands and the minute hands on a clock, what I mean is this. Now, guys, listen up closely here. I was in a house. I do real estate photography. This was actually, I took this with my cell phone. You can see my reflection back here, my arm here. My camera is probably somewhere around here. And then I pulled out my cell phone. You can see the cell phone outline right here. I got the case on it. This was in a rich person's basement. Now, this house was on the market for probably about, I think it was like 1.8 mil. And I was in their basement, and I turned my head and I did like a triple take, and I saw this clock here. And how I knew it was a clock because it says Greenwich Mean Time up here, GMT. It says Dateline here. You're seeing the terminating line here, light and dark, where the sun is and whatever. You see the hour hand where the sun is, it's light. And you see the minute hand, which is dark. It's not representing the moon, but the fact that there's two hands is it's symbolic of the flat Earth, plane Earth model, which we got clocks from. This is how we got the idea of a watch, by taking the flat plane and putting it on our wrist. Now, okay, if you see here, it's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, it's the London and Accra. Okay, so Accra, Ghana. Okay, that's the main airport, Accra, Ghana, and London. So you come up here, and it's the London time. So as the sun, so if this is 12 o'clock for you here, then as the sun pulls away from you westerly, I'm sorry, as it pulls away from you westerly, For you, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's getting darker for you now up here because the sun is on the opposite side of the plane. Guys, it just makes so much sense. I mean, it's hard to see how people can't uh, see this. Now look at the longitude lines. They're spreading. They don't converge back again at the South Pole. Okay, they don't bubble out. They don't do like a bubbling effect or like a crisscrossing or like a spiraling effect to show that it's actually wrapped. This is logical. This is obviously some. When I looked at it, it looked like it had surrounding it was like other boat ornamentation. So I'm guessing that this was salvaged from a boat, or maybe their grandfathers were sailors. I think their heritage was English. Upstairs in their room, they had a bunch of English pride things, flags, jewelry boxes, and all that. And and I come down here, and you're seeing how mariners used to and voyagers used to navigate. Okay, they would travel west or they would travel east along the plane. Okay, and as I said, it doesn't converge again. This was just a treasure for me to find. I mean, it was just such an absolute delight for me to find. I mean, an actual working clock for someone who's obviously using it professionally, to be able to keep his distances and his times in check by using this. And what's great about that is that if this was accurate for them, well, then the inscription or the etching of the or the plating of the earth underneath it must be a good scale. So I'm gonna try to get this. Oh shit, there's a hand here I didn't even see before. I didn't even see this hand right here. At zero, what is that? 0 minutes? What is that? No, that's this is crazy. I need somebody that is in navigation and is in the marining industry, the mariner industry. I don't even know what you call it. The navigational voyaging. I don't know, with ships. It's something that we all used to do. I was just watching that Mona video movie by Disney. I know. I was watching the Disney Mona video, and yo, that shit was a flat Earth cosmology story. It talked about how the ancients went from continent to continent and spreading their life, and then going off and sailing, and then it talks about the Great Reef, the boundary, and where the weather conditions just gets way too crazy beyond, and but the only way to really save this dying Earth, our dying home, is to venture beyond the reef or the ice wall. So I thought that was very, very cool. Let me just check back in on the chat on y'all, because I don't want to leave you guys out. Don't want you guys feeling like I'm forgetting y'all, because I love y'all. So let's see. Okay, what's going on? Stephen Jean B.A. Peace and love, brother. BKK Dave Abel. What's going on, yo? Hello to you too. Wake the sheeple. I like that. What's happening? What's happening, Masta, brother, and all brothers and sisters? What's going on, yo? Dominique McClurkling. What's going on, my brother? Yo, man, you keep on calling me, and I'm calling you, and we're not getting each other. But yo, we're gonna link up soon. I'm quite busy today. I got my daughter. She's resting right now. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it rocking. Shout out to everybody out there. There's 4 people watching right now. I understand people are at work. It's all good. But yo, I'm gonna get back into this truth and back into my kind of like my photo archives here. So like I said, I'm on Lightroom, and I can make effects happen. So I'm gonna show you guys that later. For example, like I could barrel distort this to make it look like a fucking ball or like a half dome. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. A few clicks is all it takes. Or I can make it look like just a weird disk object. There's so many things that you could do with this program, and I'm going to get into that later with you guys. Okay? I'm going to get into that. Okay. Oh, this is a photo I took. I love it. Just the sun going away from us with the lines, just going more of a horizontal, blocking out our vision. Just nice, crappy photo. But this does show you, you know, this is just hopefully helping to legitimize the fact that these are my photos. When I say it's mine, it's not like all of these are. But here's the sun. Here's the sun at a lower exposure. So so the aperture is not opening up as long. So it's basically showing you the disk. Now this is what I think it should look like all the time. Me personally, I think the sun should always look blotted out like this. I mean, if we're looking through almost 300 kilometers, give or take, of atmosphere, 300 miles, I think it is, give or take of atmosphere, miles, the sun should, and our atmosphere is essentially water. You know what I mean? It's a less dense form of water. You know, you're telling me that we can see like perfect discs of sun on, you know what I'm saying? Through the, you know, we're seeing it unobstructed, 93 million miles away, no matter how high up we get. And it's just this perfect disc. No, man, like if you ask me, an artist, someone that just observes, you know, for myself, it should always be looking something like this. You know what I'm saying? Just like kind of like no real shape to it. You know what I mean? Like very kind of ominous, wavy, you know what I mean? It's behind clouds right now, which is more water, more particles, more distortion. But I think that it should be flickering and dancing like that all the time. You know, like when it gets low to the horizon and it's dancing on the water. Yeah, just like that. But that's not what we see. To me, that means that we're living, that this sun is a local light source. Now look at this, guys. Look at these crepuscular rays. Look at these. That means that they verge out from a common source, okay? Now, if the sun was 93 million miles away, how the fuck can you have these clouds here lit up, bursting, just overexposed? I mean, it's overexposed. These clouds here, they're not really overexposed. You know, they're not overexposed at all. They're actually at a great exposure. You know, you're seeing a lot of detail. But look at these clouds. They're overexposed. They're blotted out. I can't get no detail. No matter how much I darken or lighten this, the camera did not get the information to pick up. See over here how it can darken it and lighten it up? See, that's overexposed. It's blown out. See, this is underexposed, okay? But I can still get the detail, the streaks of light. But this, no matter what I do, I cannot bring this into focus, into exposure. That'll show you the details that you're seeing here in these clouds. Now, also check something out, and nobody looks at this shit. Okay, look at this. We got the clouds here, okay, being illuminated. The left side's illuminated. And you got the sun right behind it. It's overexposing it. Now, if it's 93 million miles away, the distance from here to here is nothing. It should be all blown out and overexposed, okay? But it's not, of course. And the rays are definitely diverging, acting all crepuscular-like, doing what it do. Shout outs to Nick. And look at these over here. This light is bouncing off the right of the clouds. See how the highlights are on the right of the clouds? Look, if I took, okay, if I took the highlights down, you can see on the right of the clouds, we're getting the sun bouncing right there. And oh, let's follow it, y'all. Let's see if it goes anywhere near the, oh, what do we have there? An overexposed cloud that the sun is right behind. Let me bring the levels back up. And let me go over to the east. Or what appears to be the east. I don't know what it is. Oh, what do we see? Yet again. Oh, we have the highlights coming from the left now. So we have it. Let's follow it. Oh, overexposed. Yo, you've been exposed. You got to jump in this chat because this is all about exposure. This is all about exposure. This whole fucking segment right here is about overexposure, because we be overexposing niggas out there. Shout out to everybody out there seeking truth. This is just another photo, just of some more crepuscular rays with the sun. Say it like Brother Sanchez, crepuscular rays. Right up here. Look at this. Now look, if you look at the Illuminati sign, let me see if I can, I might not have it. I might have it. This is just another example. Let's see. I'm sure there's an Illuminati symbol in here somewhere, because this dude always spits that truth, whoever he is. I don't even know the brother's name. No, but y'all know what I'm talking about. With the pyramid, with the eye. This is what it is. It's illuminated. You got the triangle coming out from underneath, because if you use triangulation, if you know the distance between 2 points, you can always calculate the third. And this is what we mean. If you know the distance from here to here, and you know the angles of which you're measuring, these two, then you can figure out the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is a local sun, biatch. We got you guys. We like, it's so funny. Like, I mean, it's so funny how we think of ourselves, you know what I mean? Just in general, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like, if you're religious, you think that you're, you know, if you're a Christian, you think you're smarter than a scientist, you know, evolutionist. If you're into this whole flat Earth, globe Earth, the globe Earths think that you're smarter than the flat Earthers. And the flat earthers think that we're smarter than the globe earthers. But the thing, the difference is that if there's any one person that has done more research, it's the flat earthers, because we all grew up on the same level. Okay, we all grew up on the same level of indoctrination. Let me pull up the indoctrination tool right quick. Boom. We all grew up with this fuckery. Okay, and so we're all, let's just put us all at the same level. And then say some go off into some subjects and into others, whatever. We're all on the same subject, but we're all indoctrinated under this globe, okay? Now, in order to be a flat earther, you're one of two things. A dick rider and someone who hops on bandwagons and, you know, basically just usurps other people's information for your own benefit. Or you are a truth seeker like me, who, and many others, who will discard their emotions and their ego from the situation and just let reality take shape before their eyes, because it's always changing for us, you know, for truth seekers. It's always changing. 9/11 happens. Okay, oh shit, it's a terrorist. Okay, now let's look into it. Oh, then you find out it was this. Okay, the reality just changed. Oh, then you find out it was this person. Oh, reality just changed again. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. There's no feelings involved here. All right, and I hope that, you know, in future debates, globe heads come up here with a little bit more credibility and a little bit more humility and a little bit more discernment, quite frankly. So yeah, let's get back into this. So yeah, it's not that we're smarter or not, but it's just we've already done the science on the globe, because we dug into it and said, okay, wait, there's curvature. There's got to be curvature. Let's find out how much curvature. Oh shit, there's no fucking curvature. Okay, oh, I know. The spin. We're spinning, right? Okay, so let's get the spin and the tilt. Shit, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? So we know the globe and we know the flat Earth model theories. Okay, so let's get back into this, bitch. Okay, boom, a reflector. A lot of people, when they talk about the flat Earth, they want to talk about the moon. You know, we're talking about, hey, what shape is the Earth? Oh, well, look at the moon. Okay, oh, how much do you weigh? Well, look at my mom. Okay. What's in your fridge? Oh, look at my neighbors. Okay, then. Completely diverting, completely not on topic. Okay, let's use the things we see above the earth to describe the earth. Okay, all right, let's do that then. Okay, so we say that the moon is reflecting the sun's light. Okay. So let's just look as above, so below. So let's look at a reflector on our plane. You know, how do we use reflectors? Okay, well, we know that to reflect something, you know, we have to concentrate it back again, because if the sun's rays are diverging outwards, then we need something to reflect it back inwards, or at least at the same rate, you know what I mean? So it's not losing any signal. So how are we gonna? Okay, so let's make it flat or concave. And as you look at all the reflectors that you can see, they are either flat or concave. Now this is used in like movie sets, television. This is just a bounce light, because the light is really very close, very broad. It could be too hot, and you can end up overexposing someone's face or hair. If you don't oil them down, then you're gonna see their grease. You know what I mean? So we use reflectors to catch some of the light. You know what I mean? We'll put the light in another direction off of the actor's face, and then we'll put it back. We'll put it back with some duller, more ambient light with the reflector. But you will never ever in the movie or television industry see a convex reflector, which would mean basically bubbling out towards you like a globe does, like you say that the moon does. No, 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 no. This is going in and out again. At the rim, it is the brightest. And if you actually look at the moon, it actually does look rather brightest at the rim. I'm not going to say that it is definitely the brightest, but there's definitely no hot spot like there is on a ball should have, right? So if you want to talk about anything reflecting light, then you have to talk about something that is flat or concave. Now, in the flat Earth community, we are not saying that light does not possibly get caught up off the moon, but we are saying that the moon creates its own light, meaning when the moon and the sun is at direct opposite ends of each other, as far as it could be, the moon is emitting its own cold septic light, while the sun is emitting its warm yellow antiseptic light. It's golden light, and the moon is silver. Silver and gold, silver and gold mean so much more when I see silver and gold decorations on every Christmas tree, which is the dome or the vortex. Okay, you look at your Christmas trees one more time and realize that you are hanging celestial bodies on your domed vortex with the North Pole at the top. I just had to just body some niggas with that one. I mean, that was just like, that was too good. That song reference, people, I don't want to catch a copyright infringement. That song was, I don't know, I think it's like Silver and Gold. I don't know. Silver and Gold, I guess it's called. But it's from that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that classic claymation. We all watched that shit when we were kids. Everybody from the hoods to the suburbs, everybody watched that shit. You know, with Yukon, the Yukon Explorer guy or whatever, he throws his pickup and then looks for silver and gold. He's looking for life. He's looking for, you know, they're out there in the Arctic, you know, or the North Pole, you know, in the cold conditions, and they're looking, you know, they want to spread that life, you know. Silver and gold, baby, the sun and the moon. You cannot have a reflector being spherical, because the reason being is, just in case anybody doesn't know, is because it's just like a satellite, okay? It takes signals that are broadening and it concentrates it again. It refocuses it, it retriangulates it, okay? And then redirects it. So it concentrates the light back. Now, if the globe was a sphere, I mean, if the moon was a sphere, a convex sphere, then you know what would happen? You wouldn't be able to see the moon, because you wouldn't be able to see any of the light rays. The light particles would be so scattered that the moon would appear very dark. It would never be bright. It would never, ever, ever be bright if the moon was a sphere, because the light particles would have traveled so far that they would have broken up too greatly for your eyes to catch. So that's just That's just the science right there, since all y'all globe heads want to say that's just science. All right, now we're talking about circumnavigation. One of the craziest thing is to say that you can't circumnavigate a flat plane. Now I realize that a lot of globe earthers, they don't even realize what they're looking at when they see a flat Earth model. You know, I truly think that when a flat earther, a globe earther sees a flat Earth drawing or a picture or whatever, because that's all we can get. You know what I mean? I think that this is what they think that they're looking at. I think if I'm just saying, I'm stuttering right now because I'm just trying to get a grasp of it. Okay, a globe earther looks at the flat Earth map, and I think that what they're seeing is North America. I think they see Alaska here. I think they're seeing Canada here, and I think they're seeing America, Texas, and then Mexico. And then I think that they think that this is South America, because I tell them, yeah, this is a flat Earth map, and they look at it and they're not really shocked. Or if they look at it, they're like, well, where's Africa? I'm like, where's Africa? Wait a minute. What do you think you're looking at right here? You know, this is not North America. You know what I mean? Like, this is not North and South America. Africa is not over here, and Australia is not over here. Asia is not over here. You do realize that this is Africa here. This is South America. This is North America. This is Asia. This is the Austral Oceanus, whatever they want to call it. This is Australia right here. So this is the North Pole, and everything around it is the South Pole. So I don't get how that's missed. But when we're saying circumnavigating, you're thinking, oh, they circumnavigated it, and we know because they went down and up and then came back down again and then went back up. Well, yeah, they went down and up, or out and in, and came back down and up, or in and then out and then in again, all the way around. This is circumnavigation. Now, if the equator is what? I don't know, 25,000 miles around, and you have numerous navigators. I should get my book. I don't know if you guys have time or not, but I could go get my book of different sailors who said at different distances. I'll say that for a debate, if anybody wants to debate this information that I'm bringing to the table right now. They've measured upwards of 60,000 miles around this thing. Okay, this is huge. It doubles. Okay, so you have the North Pole here, then you have the equator, then boom, out here you have the South Pole. This is why this is the most dangerous voyage to take. This is why the most people have died doing this voyage. Ships don't come back. They go prepare. They go prepare a ship thinking that they're gonna go around the South Pole as if it's this big, like as if they're going around America or something, or Europe or some shit. But then they come to find that it's twice the distance of the equator. Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me. It's only denial if you have anything else to say about it. All the ancients talked about it. I mean, NASA's the only one that's saying it's a globe. They took something round and they made it spherical in your mind. Okay, in your mind. They just added some barrel distortion. They took something flat and they made it barreled. That's all they did. They took a flat and they made it barrel. That's all they did, y'all. I just need you guys to know that. And they didn't even do a good job of it, is what I'm saying. You got the Egyptians, the Kemites, which have which this cosmology, Egyptian, this is earlier. This goes back to the Kushite, Ethiopia, Sudan. This is all throughout. I mean, obviously, look, the Hindus right across the river there. Okay, right across the river there. Okay, the North. That's North. The North. Okay, the tree of life. Okay, Shu holding it up, holding up the different pressure of the atmosphere above. The other waters, the waters above, the subtle waters. You know, I am going to. I don't know. I don't know if it gets denser outside of the dome. You know, I don't know if the water above is the same as the water below, and they just split it with some light water, so some atmosphere with pressure and shit. I don't know. I think it's a more subtle water, because I think that's a realm of spirit. But the Mayan, the Navajo, the Inca. Now this is a Hebrew depiction, but this Hebrew depiction is all like new and shit, and I don't really like that, because it's like, I don't know, it just seems too like new, you know. I want an ancient Hebrew depiction, like with like, you know, drawings and carvings on like, you know, scrolls and shit like that. You know what I mean? And and evidences of people using it to navigate and shit like that. But this whole ball here, I like that. It says it's like cock right there, just showing you the immaturity. Okay, so you got this globe Earth now that everybody's indoctrinating us on, when really the sun, the Earth, when really all life comes from the Earth. It comes from the Earth, you know what I mean? It springs up from the Earth. We live on the Earth, you know what I mean? And we live in this plane. We vibrate in this plane, and the sun is here. It sustains us, you know, it sustains life. And it's just rotating above us, just like the hands on a clock are not grinding into the ground. They're raised up. You know, it's got this little like spindle or something like there, a spool or something like here. It's stood up. It's elevated above the glass. Oh, I like that. Above the glass. All right. So yeah, this is just a screenshot. You know, this is that dome. You know, that vortex. You know, where things are spinning at crazy speeds, but it just doesn't look that fast because it's so far away. You know, you can see a racetrack. You know, go to a racetrack, go to a horse racing track or like a NASCAR track, and wait for the horses or the cars to zip past you. Your neck will break right to that, or like, you know, right past you. The horses go, but then they go on the other side of the track. You know, they go around the bend, and for a slight minute, they seem to stop moving at all. You know, in trajectory terms, they just kind of seem to stay there. They're still running and moving, but they're kind of staying still from our perception. And then they go around the bend and slingshot around, and then now suddenly they're on the other side of the track. The car's on the other side of the track, and your head is not moving as fast. Your head, you know, it's staying in your field of view longer before you have to move your head, before it goes off into your peripheral. And then it comes back, it looks like it's stopping, and then it whips back around, and then on a circuit. You know what I mean? So that's why when we're looking at the stars so far away, yeah, they're going at unimaginable speeds, but it's so far away that it looks slow. And we're not talking, I'm not talking about like all that light year talk and all that bullshit. I'm just talking about their, you know, where the dome is, the firmament, or where the crux is of that vortex, or the threshold of the vortex. You know, and this picture here is making me think, well, okay, maybe the tree of life, right? Back to the tree of life. Okay, maybe this tree of life, right, that they're showing here. Right here. Maybe this tree of life, you know, Shu, you know, we got the on top of him, the pole star, you know what I mean? That central axis is what we're looking at, that central pillar that we can always see, that central median, that line, that central gathering. Maybe that North Star is actually like a holodeck, and it projects, you know, maybe from the North Pole, the Aurora Borealis shoots its holographic, all-encompassing light, and it hits this angle or angel and projects off. You know what I mean? Like a crystal breaking down the rainbow. You know what I mean? Like a star projector in your room. You know what I mean? You have the source, the wire, and it's plugged in, and then it illuminates the whole, you know, your ceilings and the walls around you. You know, that's a thought. You know, thus our solar system is not changing over the millennia. They're still aligned. They're still in our daily view. They're not spreading out at unimaginable speeds, faster and faster. Can you believe that science wants us to believe that these galaxies and stars and shit are actually spreading out further and further, faster and faster? Meaning in 1 minute you travel 5 steps, and in the next minute you travel 10 steps, and we're still, I'm still not seeing any evidence of speed or trajectories moving away from us with the stars. We're still, everything's still recognizable. People are saying, oh, in 2 million years we'll have a different night sky. Yeah, how convenient. Yeah, when we're all off the fucking face of this plane. Yeah, when nobody's around to check that fact. You want to say, oh, the sky is going to look completely different in the next 1,000 years. Great, yeah. Who's going to be alive then to double check and fact check you on that? Retarded. Okay, here I got a quick screenshot. Forgive the crudeness, but I mean, it's just, again, time-lapse photography. If you don't understand setting a long exposure and opening up that aperture to let the light in and seeing this streak, if you don't understand what's going on, then don't come on to these panels and don't come on to the debates, because I'm going to show you something down the line that is going to rock your world, and then hopefully is going to open your mind up, because there's absolute no way in hell this can happen on a globe. It's just ridiculous. I mean, look at it. It's ridiculous to think that this can happen on a globe. Moving all spiraling this way, but not left to right, like we're traveling at warp speeds across the universe. No, it's just this circular. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is just a quick example of how you can have parallax, and how you can have regression, retrogradation with planets and stars, whatever. This is just ancient depictions. The sun, the moon, you know, gets, you know, the percentage, you know, up here where the sun is and the light, the percentage compared to the darkness is overwhelming. You know, it's day. This is day. Okay, from the pole to the edge, it's daytime. Okay, then the percentage here, say it's maybe 6 o'clock. Okay, it's more of the darkness is creeping in. That's all it's saying. That's all it's saying. As it spins, it's bringing its light with it, and as the moon spins, it's bringing the darkness with it. That's all it's saying. Okay, all ancient civilizations depict a flat Earth, except the Roman Empire. I like that. Except the Roman Empire, except the Jesuits, who came in the 1400s and said, hey, how the fuck are we going to stop these people from exploring and leaving us? Because if we don't control these people's trade routes and their and if we don't suppress their innate desires and ability to voyage and travel, well, then we're going to get left, and nobody's going to work and do the toil for us. So we're screwed. So I got an idea. Let's put them on a ball. Let's just ballicize it. Let's just make everything flat into a ball. Okay? And you look at the Masons, and they're holding their balls, of course. You know, they're holding their balls. They keep their eye on the ball, holding their balls, you know, grabbing the balls by the horn. The horns, oh, how convenient. The ram's head, the start, the Aries, the beginning, you know, the beginning of the zodiac. With the ball. Let's start this whole new perception, this whole new epoch with the globe, Earth, with our balls. Let's start it with our balls. Let's start this new world order by showing them our balls. Let's hold our balls for them. If we can't get them to hold our balls, we'll hold our own balls. Fuck flat. I like balls. Big Dipper rotating around the North Star. Someone on Dreads' chat on YouTube, on You've Been Exposed. I think it was Madan. Shout out Madan. He's saying that, these stars aren't going with us. Okay, they're not going with us. What do you mean? We've been seeing them for time immemorial. Oh, my daughter woke up. Hey, baby. Hold on. This is going around us. This is obviously, you can see right here, the, what do you call it? The Nazi symbol. What do you call it? What do you call this damn symbol? I'm drawing a blank. My daughter just woke up. That means like I got like a million things to do right now. The swastika, which is not a swastika. We all know that. This is an ancient symbol seen not only in Africa. Shout out to the motherland is what it's known as. But I mean, if the Earth is an infinite plane, how can any one land be its mother? Isn't Mother Earth the mother of all lands? Okay. Anyways, so it's just moving around. It's flipping about, going all around in circles. And people are like, oh, well, when you get to the southern hemisphere, it flips. And yeah, well, it's flipping all the time. So come on, NASA, make up your mind. God damn it. What does the Earth really look like? What color? Now I can understand different positions of the sun, different minerals being shown from the illuminated by the sun, different pressures, maybe different amounts of oil in the atmosphere or some shit. I don't know. I'm reaching here, but all of these pictures are official NASA images. It says as released through the mainstream media outlets and other major news agencies of the world. Now, if it's making its way on the news and you have NASA existing at the same time, and they're obviously the people in NASA watch the news. I doubt anybody I doubt anybody to challenge me the fact that everybody that works in NASA doesn't read the magazines or watch the news. So are you telling me that scientists, NASA, astrophysicists and astronauts and astronomers and all those astros, they never had any discrepancy with any of this? I could go on and on from 2000 to the 1997 one. Even the size of South America is smaller. It looks like it's more towards the right, but there's still no curve on it. It looks like there's more curve on this one than this one. This size, 2012, is way bigger than any of them. This one is just like, what is this? What is 2013? 2013 looks like somebody spilled white paint on their camouflage jeans and they took a picture of it. That's just basically what 2013. In 2013, we lived on a painter's on a military on a soldier / painter's pants. That's what we lived on. We actually found out in 2013, before everything changed again, that we were living on somebody's camo print. It turns out we're not on a turtle shell. After all, like the natives say, we are on a big camouflage ball. It is made by the military in 2013, and somebody ejaculated on it or spilt their paint on it or some shit. And but then it's okay because in 2015 we realized that it was a hot, messy globe again, and no real detail given because we're just still kind of unclear. A couple years before that, in 2013, when we found out that we were on a soldier's pants that was just got out of doing a paint job, that priming a house, we were unsure, so we didn't want to give too much detail away. So we just played it safe and gave you some murky shit. But don't worry, it's gonna clear up again, and it's gonna go back to what you know and love to be. There you go, crisp, clear Earth. No atmosphere at all. No atmospheric haze, except over here, of course, because it compounds because of the curve, of course. Oh man, it's comical. It's comical. Back to the balls. Holding the balls with the cross on top. Hide the Southern Cross. Hide it. Got a video here. This is just a quick video, basically showing the contrast. I hope if I turn this down, I hope you guys can still hear me. So I'll play this video. And yeah, basically what you're seeing here is I'm saying, if you look at the clouds over here, they are coming. No, hold on. Okay. If you look at these clouds over here, the angle of the light source is coming from the left. See how the left is illuminated? Of all the clouds, the left is illuminated. Well, as you come over to the sun, which is overexposing all these clouds here, you come over here on the left of the sun, and all the clouds are being illuminated on the right side. It flips again, which it should not happen on a globe with the sun that is 93 million miles away. I didn't say 93 miles away, okay? I didn't say the sun was 93 miles away. I didn't say that the sun was 9,300 miles away. No, I didn't even say that. I didn't even say that the sun was 93,000 miles away. No, not 93,000 miles away, which is bigger than the Earth's circumference. It's not 93,100,000 miles away. No, 93 million miles away. So not 93,100,000 miles away, not 1 million miles away, not 2 million miles away, 93 million miles away. Not 93 miles, not 9,300, not 93,000, not 930,000, not 930, not 93,100,000. 93,100,000 isn't as much as a million. So not 93,100,000 miles, 93 million miles away. Do you think on a globe 93 million miles away would make a difference from the light here to the light here? This is only a couple kilometers. It's only a couple of kilometers across. You know, what? 20, 40, 100 kilometers? That's not nowhere near the millions. We're talking 93 million miles away, and the sun rays are bursting through these clouds here. See? Guys, I took this video. This is me driving on a Canadian highway. You guys can see the license plate. These are Canadian license plates, okay? That was a Canadian road sign that we just passed. These are Canadian speed limits and shit that we're seeing. These are Canadian roads, okay? I took this video. I'm on the highway. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I can get in shit for this. But I did this for y'all because I'm seeing crepuscular sun rays burst through this overexposed cloud here in this video that is 93 million miles away, not 93,100,000 miles away, 93 million miles away, and I'm seeing sun rays burst through. But come over just a couple kilometers over here and no more sun rays. Just a couple more kilometers over here, no more sun rays. What? Oh, I get it. Sorry, I forgot. In science class and shit, I think we learned this. I think we learned that the sun's rays terminate after a certain point on the planet. They suddenly just magically stop. If it's 93 million and 1 mile, then you won't be able to see it. But 93 million miles away, and boom, you get sun rays. You get sun rays at 93 million miles away, but 93 million miles and 2, nope, no more sun rays bursting through. The sun strength just doesn't make it that far. Oh, but Jupiter still has sun just brightening it up. It still casts its moon's shadows on Jupiter, right? Yeah. Okay. Here's some more deception, some Freemasonic, pedophilic deception here. Hey, baby, what's going on? You got down from the chair? What's going on, love? 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm just gonna mute my mic quick. Talk to my baby. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna get my baby some figs because I gotta keep it going. I gotta keep the family fed. I take my time out. I take my time out for y'all. I could be painting and making money, but I'm trying to do this, trying to do this exposure, trying to feed my family literally at the same time. I got some figs on the go right now. I'm gonna bust out some fresh figs for my daughter. Just hold tight. You know what I'm saying? Hold tight. Got some fresh figs. Here you go, baby. Here you go. All right, y'all. I'm back. I just had to feed my family, y'all. Putting out this truth. You know what I'm saying? It takes away from our family. You know what I mean? But family is most important. But you guys are important to me too. And I gotta get the truth out there. So gotta feed the family. Gotta do my thing. Gotta look after our own and the people. So we put a lot of work into this truth movement here, into the breaking down the deception. We put a lot of energy into it. You know what I mean? And we don't ask for much back. I don't ask for anything. I just monetize my account because a lot of YouTubers out there are saying, yo, this is your intellectual information. This is your thoughts. This is your time and effort. You're being pulled away from your family. You could be painting. You could be booking real estate jobs. But instead, I have this thing that's inside of me that just wants to spread the truth. You know what I mean? Because I get a lot of encouraging emails from you guys, and I really appreciate that. We got this random ass picture here in the flat Earth community. Oh, it's not random. It's not random. Because I talk about Pan-African liberation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you have to get on people's levels when you want to awaken them up. So whatever level they're at, you have to go to that level, whether it's higher, the same, or lower, whatever it is. There is no height. You know what I mean? There is no first or second. It's just we're all on different levels on our path. Okay. And with the Pan-African movement, that's what I relate to. I don't know the struggles of the Chinese. I basically know what's good. They want to eat, they want to protect their young, they want to fall in love. They want every human desire that we have, but they're being controlled with the government as well. So their problems, though similar, I can't speak on it because I'm not in tune with it. I don't know what's really good over there. I resonate most with Africa, to tell you the truth, with the Caribbean and Africa. That's what I resonate most with. And a lot of people have different pieces of the puzzle. Someone's going to come and give a Christian perspective. Someone's going to come give a Hindu perspective, or a Vedic perspective, or someone's going to come and give a North American perspective, or someone's going to give a Vietnamese perspective. You know what I mean? Someone's going to give it a European perspective. There's all of these different, a male or a female perspective. So many different angles that we can't, we all got to make the big puzzle tapestry that is, our reality, and we all got to work together, all hands on deck. So my angle is coming from what I've dealt with all my life. I've dealt with racism. I've dealt with just shit that I don't even really want to talk about. Just I mean how the police and the people in offices and in the workplace and you know, it's the same old story. I'm not gonna repeat that record. You know, we've been making that cry for years, for decades now. You know what I'm saying? And it's time for do for self, and it's time for do for others. You know what I'm saying? So you know, help yourself to help others. Put yourself in a position where you can help others, and that's what I've done. And the people that I naturally resonated with is the Black conscious community because they you know, it's just the topics held my interest. They were talking about things that I resonated with, you know, like the police brutality and the no justice in America and all that. You know what I mean? And although that's all bullshit, brainwashing, deception, divisive, used to divide us, it affected me. You know, it affects all of us. It affects all of our psyches, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Okay, so. Slavery versus the NFL draft, you know, measuring us out. You know, we got back then and we got today, you know, standing there buck naked basically and just some shorts, getting all these tools. How high can you jump, boy? I don't know how much you're going to be worth to me. You know what I mean? Just, you know, sorry to put that Southern accent on it, but you know what I'm saying? It's just that again, that's the brainwashing. So, oh, my daughter poo-pooed. I got to wrap this one up soon. I'm going to save the rest of my photos for another stream. But basically, you know, when I was talking about Pan-Africanism, I encountered a lot of divisiveness, a lot of division. You know, oh, you're Caribbean, you got no idea what is going on the continent. And then I say, you know, I went to the continent and I did some ground research and some groundwork and inspiration and some volunteering. It's like, oh, well, what part did you go to? Because our people are from this part and your people are from that part. And it's like, holy shit. Okay, well, how about black people? And then you got the Moors or the Hebrew Israelites or whatever saying, oh, but black is not a race, which it's not. But it was, you know, it's a status, and you know, we ain't black, we this. And then black brothers would be like, yo, brother, like, you know, we're unity, you know what I'm saying? And people ain't want to hear it. So, man, it was just in the Black conscious community that I resonated with and that I came out speaking to. And I still speak to my brothers and sisters because, you know, Pan-African liberation, it's such a grand idea, but the only thing is that it's nothing that we're trying is working. You know, we put our money with these brothers that deceive us, that bounce with it, that don't do nothing with it, and we have people that are talking alien talk, and I don't mind what you're talking about, but what I'm saying is there's no real unity when you are trying to beef this person and expose that person. You know what I mean? This person's talking about this crazy shit and y'all are cool, but then y'all are beefing, and then it's like, okay, well, this person's crazy because he's talking about this. Well, you know, but you had nothing to say before that when you guys were quote unquote cool or making money together, right? So when I realized that the earth was flat, and when Brother Sanchez made the connection to me with he kind of sealed the deal for me, because he related to the Kemetic cosmologies and to the ancient cosmologies all over the world. So that really woke me up and let me know that the flat earth truth, the fact that the beast has been deceiving us for so long, shows me that it is the quickest way to liberation for any peoples. But like I said, because I'm you know, I'm in the Pan-African game, because, you know, that's what I resonate with. That's what that's who vibes with me. That's who I vibe with. That's who I speak to. I realized quickly that that the harder, the more to the point that you get, you know, the more to the source of the argument or the deception that you get, the quicker you will be liberated, and the more wholly you will be liberated. You know what I mean? The more totally and completely your liberation will be. It won't be like, oh, now you guys can sit at the front of the bus. Oh, now you guys can vote. No. It's like complete, like, you do not decide what I do with my future. You do not decide for my people what we do now. You do not give us this food that we have no clue what it is. You do not tell us to wear this suit and tie. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. A complete liberation. So that when I came into the flat Earth truth about it was a year and some time ago, a year and some months, I was like, damn, this is huge. This is a huge deception. And then the deeper you get into it, the deeper you start thinking, well, you know, what lands were here first, or what other lands did we come from in the plane? And you start thinking, well, are there other blacks beyond these poles? Are there other black species, which some of the elders in the black conscious community say there are? I'm not going to name any because I don't know if they want me to put their names on blast. But let's just say this. If you're in the conscious community and you look up to the elders, then I'm telling you right now, the elders knew that this bitch was flat. The elders know that this bitch is flat. But it's just like Malcolm X. Malcolm X didn't say stop eating meat, even though Malcolm X didn't eat meat. He said stop eating pork. And Malcolm X didn't eat meat, but he said stop eating pork, because you can't tell millions of black people all over this plane to say stop eating all meat right now. Stop your jerk chicken, stop your oxtail, stop your curry goat, stop your goat head soup, stop your cow tongue soup, stop your liver, stop, you know what I'm saying, stop your jerk pork and all that. No, he just had to pick the dirtiest, the one that was most deleterious to our health, and he had to stick with that, you know, which then opened up the door for, okay, well, maybe another animal, maybe this is dirty too, you know what I mean? Because chickens are just as dirty as pigs, y'all. Okay? All animal flesh is disgusting. Anybody that has a corpse rotting in their body's breath stinks. I mean, we all know what it's like to leave a piece of meat out for a couple days. Well, if it takes longer than a couple days to digest meat, then your breath is stinking. Okay? So we got to get over tradition of food, of the slave food, the cow's tail, the cow's hoofs, the pig's feet, chitlins, the pigtail, pig ears, pig snout, you know, liver. These are throwaways. And I'm not saying go back to the nice cuts. I'm saying get rid of all that traditional eating, okay? Because it's only going to get you in the grave sooner. This is a time and perspective. For those who think that all this stuff was so long ago, Harriet Tubman died March 10th, 1913, Auburn, New York. Fred Trump, Donald Trump's pops, born October 11th, 1905. He starts his company in 1927, which is just a few short years after Harriet Tubman died. Now, why did I say this under Flat Earth? Because it shows us that when we say, oh man, for so long, you know, we've had the globe and everybody's been using the globe. Hey, let me just refresh your memory. This shit was just the 1400s. This was just the 1400s that this globe started coming about. Okay? This shit is big. And I'm gonna turn this one up for this so that y'all can hear this. This shit is big. Oops. Oh wait, I won't catch a copyright thing. This is only a couple seconds.
Is it serious? Of course it's serious.
Of course it's serious. Capital letters B-I-G.
Leo. Time to rethink geocentrism.
Time to rethink the geocentrism, because this shit is just recent, guys. The globe is very recent. You know, you cannot find an ancient globe anywhere. Not nowhere, not no how. This is a picture that I took just outside of my house. It's just basically saying, you know, I was just really caught up with the beauty of the orange glow. As the sun was traveling off, the orange was still glowing, and above me, as you can see, it was still night. So just thought that was really cool. This was something that someone made. I don't in any way like agree with this or anything like that, but I thought it was cool because it shows those vortex points, those ley line points as like the flower of life type thing on the flat Earth, because we have it in the globe model, but it's just it's nice to see on the flat Earth model. This is really nice. Now look what this artist has done, guys. Shout out to Killuminati J. Now, if you look at the eye here, the colored parts of the eye, you see that it looks like mountains. Okay, it looks like mountains and escarpments coming down, leading into the water. Now we know that we don't know, but we assume through maps and other cosmologies that there's other continents out there. Okay, beyond this ice wall. Okay, but what I really like what they did about this was they included it in the eye. With the dome, and this shows the quote unquote dome or vortex going over us, but extending far beyond the pole of the Antarctic ring. And I like that. I like also how they had them looking up at like a honeycomb. You know what I mean? Like the honeycomb pattern is very conducive to life. It's very good for communications. Bees use it, and the beehive itself has been it's been glorified since ancient times. And I like how the honeycomb is also like the carbon 666. The 6 edges, the hexagon. That's good. It's carbon. It's life, right? Don't let anybody tell you that a number is evil. You know what I mean? It's all about how you're using it. And then so if you can imagine, if this is the dome where the vortex above us, and this is the Earth below, and the stars are up in this firmament, then it's really cool because it shows you that there's stars, I think, that are far beyond. A lot of people say, well, you can only see these stars in the south. Yeah, motherfucker, because look, if you're looking up here, and if you're in South America and you're looking above you and you can only see here, you're going to be seeing different stars than people in Australia looking over here. But what if you're on another continent over here beyond the ring and there's more stars? You know what I mean? That's just this is something that I really like to think about. Across the ice of Antarctica lies another Earth. You know what I mean? Another Earth. You can't fall off the edge. There is no edge. People want to say, well, if it's flat, there's got to be an edge. Why? Because you've been indoctrinated that it's a globe and you can fall off if there's no gravity. Is that why? Maybe, or maybe in all the cartoons. Now, guys, this is something that I want to show you guys. Okay. This is really why I did this stream. Okay, I found this. I am absolutely in love with this photo, with this image that somebody made. I don't know who made it, but I love it. Now, yeah, it looks very unrealistic, right? Just like the globe, just like this. These two are on the same levels of unrealisticness. But what I love about it is that it shows the clouds. It actually shows the clouds coming off of the Earth. You know what I mean? Like you have this. It looks like somebody just looked down at out of a high altitude weather balloon. It looks like they just looked down on it and then brightened up the edges. They cropped the circle, made it completely black. Like, I mean, not even like reality black. Like they made it like cartoon black. Like I'm gonna pick a color from my side palette black. No stars, of course. And then they just kind of lightened up the edges. They beveled it and popped it out to make it appear as a sphere. Now, the reason why I like this is because you can see the heights of the clouds. Yeah, it's way off scale, but I mean, it's nice. It's kind of refreshing, isn't it, to look at? It's like, okay, it's not just this cartoon fucking digital crap. It's like, I don't know. It just gives me a feeling. This is more along the lines of how I would paint it. If just something more along these lines. If I was to paint it, because I really love how you can see the space from the ground up, and then the clouds. But this is what I'm saying. Okay, if I added this in, all this stuff in, because remember, this is watery, right? This is water, the atmosphere. So it should be blinging. It should be blinging, okay? Now, what I could do here is I can just quickly make a virtual copy, okay? And just take off all this shit. Okay, now if I was to be like artist the heck out of this, what I would do is I would grab my haze, my sharpness tool, and I would bring the sharpness way down. Like, okay, let's do this on a globe. I would bring the sharpness way down. Okay? First of all, that's the first thing I would do. Why? Because it's water essentially, okay? We're looking through the atmosphere. If like I told you guys already at the beginning of the stream, if I'm looking across, right? And I'm hazing something out, you know, it's hazing out of the image just with like a couple kilometers, you know what, 30, 40 kilometers of atmospheric haze distortion, then what do you think that the haze distortion is going to be on a globe looking in from over 300 miles of atmospheric haze distortion? Okay, so maybe I'm not going to have it that blurred. Maybe I'm going to bring that down. Maybe I'm going to see this is what I got. Maybe I'm going to bring it to just here. Maybe I'll bring this here. Maybe we'll just put that back to normal and bring it down. Maybe bring this sharpness out. Now I don't know why I did this. Let me just here. Just do this. No, delete that. Go on this. Okay. Let me just do that to the whole globe. Quote unquote globe. Okay. Now we got some haze. Now it looks like I'm actually looking through something. Okay. Now it looks like I'm looking through miles and miles of atmosphere. Okay. Now let's just add a little bit of let's take away some of the contrast, because if we look here, like I told you, see the contrast here in the beginning? See this closer to us? That is heavy, high contrast. And then this, even without this effect, this is low contrast. See the difference between this color and the white beside it, the sky and the buildings? It's not that great, yet the difference between the sky here and the buildings, they differ greatly. This is contrast. You guys know what contrast is. So I am going to take the contrast down out of this. Okay, so let's just take the contrast down. Let's just Control Z, Command Z, sorry. Okay, so contrast. Now let's just take the contrast out. Let's just take the feather, tighten it up a bit. Okay, so the contrast is coming down. Okay, maybe I can even duplicate that, because you should not be able to see the brownness of the land with the blueness of the water. I'm sorry. I am so sorry to disappoint, but you are not seeing it clearly through 300 miles of atmosphere? And you telling me you want to see a sharp coastline? Come on, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. So annoying sometimes, honestly. Okay, so now it's a ball though, right? It's a ball. So now we got to give it some... we got to play with the light now, okay? So let's go to the highlights. Let's bring the highlights up a bit. Bring the shadows up a bit. Okay, now we're going to add some exposure. We're going to make this 3D looking, because they did a shitty job with it. So let's just get 3D with it. Okay, so here we go. We got some exposure happening here. Okay, now remember, this is a big, bright ball of water, over 70% water on the surface, and not to mention all the water that's floating around in the atmosphere. Now, there's nothing to bounce the light off of on the other side, so I'm going to leave that. Like, it's not like there's a big, huge wall here that's going to bounce light off the other side. But since that there is so much, since there's so much atmosphere bouncing it all, scattering the light, like the NASA scientists always want to say, let's just say that it does reach past beyond it just slightly. Just slightly. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, now this is looking a little bit more real already. Can't make out shit. I'm thinking, where is what's what? Okay, now we have to add the final pièce de résistance. I'm going to create a couple virtual copies here. This is going to be really good. I'm going to create a couple virtual copies. Virtual copy. Virtual copy. Virtual copy. Now, remember, the Earth is spinning, supposedly, at just over 1,000. I think it's like 1,043 miles an hour at the equator. Okay, so that means that we are going to, and not to mention, it's flying through space. I think people kind of forget that aspect. Like they say it's like flying through space. You know what I mean? So let's get that into perspective here. Let's make it flying through space. Let's get the motion going on here. Okay, so we got exposure time. Now you guys know, I've already told you guys that when you are taking a long exposure of something, then the light is streaked because, well, it's, you know, the aperture is opening up, so the light is streaking because it can't catch a clear picture. And you guys know exactly what I mean. Take your hand right now, hold it in front of your face, and wave it. Okay? Wave your hand in front of your face. Wave your hand in front of a camera and take a picture. Even if you take a sports shot, do something very fast with your hand, and you'll see that you'll get a blurred image. Not because your camera's shit. You know, the most high-powered camera can be at play, but it's just simply because of the fact that you are in motion and the light hits you at one time. It's not a video. Remember, we're not talking about a video. We're talking about light in motion. So when it's in motion, it's going to catch a streak, just like where is it? The picture I showed you guys. Just like this. This is a long exposure, okay? This is not a video, it's a photo. So the light is streaking because it can't make it precise because the aperture was held open for so long that it's a big streak now. It's a big blur, okay? So like if you shoot a car, or if you shoot a hummingbird's wings, it's going to be all blurry, okay? So let's just compile all those extras that I made, those virtual copies, and let's blend them together. Because remember, it's a long exposure, right? An open exposure to catch the picture of the globe from that far away. You know what I mean? So it's got to be a long exposure. We got to let the light travel to the globe and then come back to the camera. So what do we get? We should get a photo that looks a little something like this. Do you see that? Do you see what I'm trying to say to you people? Okay, everybody out there, this is what a shot looks like. That's time lapse, like with a long exposure time. This is a photography. This is what a photograph would look like with a long exposure time. I mean, at least a couple minutes. Okay, but instead we get this perfect, no clouds being all swooshed and faded, and looks like the cloud just literally made a swirl from here to there, from east to west and west to east. No, we don't get this disarray, this confusion of a spinning globe like this. Somebody made this. Earth is spinning at 100 miles. Wait, let me just. Why is that? Come on, okay. Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. You really believe that? With pictures like this, you really believe that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? So basically, that's what I did. That's what I did with this. I made like a blurred thing with this. You know, it's all blurred out, shifting in positions. You know what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean here? How it's No, Nazita, you cannot touch my phone because there's harmful radiation that comes from it. Okay? You can even read the manual, baby. In the manual, it says, don't hold the phone close to your body. Okay? So that's why Daddy doesn't let you play with phones. Okay? No phones. Say thank you, Daddy. Yeah, no problem. I got your back. Sorry, guys. That's a fatherhood tip for all you fathers and mothers out there. You know what I'm saying? If you're picking up your child, you know, pick them up in the hand without the cell phone in it, man. Those cell phones, they emit theta rays and beta rays, and they just completely distort your child's thoughts and mood. Trust me, man, it's bad. Turn off your Wi-Fi at night, or at least put your phone on airport mode. Okay. Yeah, man, atmospheric haze, man. I can't believe that they expect us to really believe that we can see this clear contrast, dark, rich blues over these rich whites, at over 300 miles of atmosphere. Does this picture look like it's going across a valley of 300 miles? Does this photo look like it's going across 300 miles? No. Now I know that there's different pressures and different fogs, coverages, and hazes, whatever, on different parts of the plane. But you're telling me that you're seeing? Nah, man. This looks more realistic, in my opinion. This shit looks more realistic than this. You know, you got a little shine spot here on a ball that's over 75% water with over 300 miles of atmosphere with water particles in it, and you're telling me that the shine is right here. No, that shit, like when you put on your high beams in the fog and you drive and it just, you completely blind yourself out. That's what would happen. Light just bouncing off everything everywhere. It would literally look like a marble. That's not a blue marble. This is a blue marble. And I digress. The spinning. In comedic cosmology, you'll hear a lot about the potter's wheel. But that's and even about a brewer's pot, about like maybe witches brewing the pot, the cauldron. It's just about how spinning creates like anything. Remember, guys, I always say this, that anything stagnant is dead. I got that from Dr. Phil Valentine. Anything that stagnates dies. Okay? Pond water is, you cannot drink it. You can only drink rushing river water, okay, from a stream, a natural spring, okay? Anything that stagnates dies. So anything that's put into motion, that's the life that we're talking about, you know, that motion, and then life can be, okay? So this is just a really good one. I'm getting near the end. How big is America, y'all? How big is North America and Mexico and all those South American countries? Because here it's this big, and here it's this big, and I swear I heard somebody say one day, well, you know, how do you know it's not from a different perspective? Excuse me, motherfucker, what? When you have both spheres the same size, perspective does not come into play. This is obviously much larger than this. And I guess this is caught in the dry season because this is a lot more greener here than it is here. Earth pods, you know, maybe each one of these has a dome, like bubble wrap. You know what I mean? Maybe it's all bubble wrapped. You know what I'm saying? A bubble wrap plane. The bubble wrapped plane. Caution. Flat Earth might hurt. Fragile. Flat Earth. The Earth is fragile. Bubble wrap it. Who knows? You know, Earth, ice in between, adjacent world, maybe where aliens come from. We're extra. Now, if Earth is terre ferme, which is terra firma, the fixed Earth. Uh, if Earth is terra, then and anything that's extra terra would be coming from these pods. And I don't think I have to really explain that. I mean, I think my daughter would get that, and she's 2. Okay, this is this is that ancient map that they found in China that was from Tibet, and what's really great here is that if you know about Admiral Byrd, he said that there's a continent south of South America, roughly the same size of America. Now he thought he was going to Antarctica, but he had already I think he had already flown over or some shit, the ice pole, or maybe this is within the ice barrier. Either way, he described a landmass that was roughly the same size as North America that had many resources on it. And if you look directly south of South America lies a continent that is roughly the same size as North America. It's just incredible. I mean, imagine all these other races and people, giants and twa pygmy people, or maybe I don't know who knows what other types of human. Maybe there's reptilians on some of them. You know what I mean? Who knows what other type of land life forms are on these other continents that exist? But man, that's what really drives us. Is that like, yo, let's go find out. Let's stop asking questions and find out. You know what I mean? Fuck. Flat plane again, you know what I mean? Just mirror image, mirror flat. If there was anything convexity, if there's any convexity going on, you'd see it bevel out. Oh, wait, I can do it. I can do it right now. Okay. With these damn GoPros, making everything convex and concave. Now, this is a really good photo for anybody that doesn't understand. When we say that the horizon rises to your eye level. Now look at this, y'all. You see these lines? We all know that they're parallel, but as they go off into the distance, it seems to converge closer and closer together. But it gets to a point where we see actually like none at all, no lines at all, and it just kind of converges into the atmospheric blue haze. But we know that it's continuing further and further and further past that. But what we're saying is, on a sphere, all of these lines should be convexing and concaving away from us and beveling out and down, downward away from us. And people think that I'm hopping into this. People think I'm hopping onto this flat Earth shit for you know, as a bandwagon. People think I'm just hopping onto it and I'm breaking down the science. I've been doing it for over an hour now. I'd like to see anybody debunk what I'm talking about. But yeah, you should be able to. But not only should you be able to see it go down like that in front of you, but on the sides of you as well, because it is a ball, right? It's a ball like the top of this, right? Goes down at the sides and in front of you. This is yours. There you go, baby. I'll be right with you. I'm almost done. So close to being done. Then we're gonna go for a walk to the park. Get some exercise. Get some sun in those eyes. Yeah, so but basically what I'm saying is you'll have a lot of people in the flight saying, or that watch the videos of the flight saying, oh, well, if you look up, it doesn't rise to the eye level. Well, yeah, it's being hazed out by the atmosphere, you idiot. Holy shit, people. Like if you're 40,000, 50,000, 70,000, 100,000 feet up, and you're looking down on something that's still flat and not beveling away from you, it's not like you're seeing more land and like smaller clouds, and then it gets big. You know what I mean? All of these weather balloon pics that you see, it's like a flat disc as far as the eye can see, and with the sun as a hot spot right underneath. Now, guys, like, understand this, people. Understand something. If you're on around, remember, the sun is supposed to be apparently 93 million miles away, not 93,000, not 930,000, not 9,300,000, 93 million, not 1 million, not 2 million, not 9 million, not 90 million, 93 million miles away from us. Okay, so that means that this is far fucking away. Okay, far back. Okay, so that means that the closest point that should be reflecting this sphere, even if it is your perspective, it should be underneath the sun, right? Yeah. All of it, the whole horizon, and it should be beyond the horizon, like below the horizon, because the part that's sticking out most is over there. It's around here, at the far edge of the sphere. But as you can see, you're seeing this light, which is very hard to judge the distance because it's a light. It has no, we judge distance with light. We see, like I told you, like I fucking keep on telling people, we perceive in 2D. The only thing that makes it 3D looking is the angles and the light. Now see here how the light is much more intense and colorful, and then back there it's a lot more dull. Well, innately, by nature, you would just say this right here, the more in focus, the more contrast objects are closer than the stuff that have less contrast and they're more dull. Okay, so if I bring you back to over here, okay, we're seeing here heavy contrast area. Okay, it's hard for us to tell where the sun is because there's no contrast. It's a bright ball. We don't know if it's dull and going back or bright and coming closer because it's the brightest thing always. So, but if you look at the ground, if you look at the earth, which is what we're trying to figure out the shape of and the reality of, then if you look at the earth instead of looking at the sun and the moon, like I started this off with, hey, what shape is the earth? I don't know. Look at the moon. Hey, what shape is the sun? I don't know. Look at the moon. Okay, if we look at the earth, which is what the focus is all about, is flat earth, plain earth over here. You can see underneath the sun, because you see how the sun is at the top of the picture, and then as you come lower in the picture, boom, underneath, and look, over here, no hotspot, over here, no hotspot, over here, no hotspot, boom, directly underneath it, hotspot. So that tells me that it's local, it's in our plane. It is in our plane. Like you could shoot a bullet into that. You know what I mean? You could fire a rocket to that, is what I'm saying. Not no 93 million mile away, calculate the trajectory, slingshot it off of this planet. Oh, yeah, shoot, it burned up before it even got close to Venus. Idiots. Believing that we could send something to a burning gas transformer electric ball without being completely incinerated. It just completely boggles my mind. Oh, but we have aluminum. Yeah, when I put aluminum in my oven on broil for 500 at 500 degrees, do you know what happens to it? It turns black and charred. Get out of here with that. Again, triangulation. Pure. Just imagine the top being chopped off, the sun being chopped off, and then distance put between you and it, which is what they did. Like on the dollar bill, they chopped it off and put a distance of little space. They put space between us. They put space between us. Okay. And they replace it with an eye, the all-seeing eye. Okay, which should really be of course, the sun, and you can use triangulation to see exactly how high it is. And this is, of course, the finale right here. They created this lie of the globe so that you fall for this lie of the evolution. Now, to all of my Black conscious people out there in the Black conscious community, you already know this, but to everybody else out there, anybody that's like, Oriental Asian, Indian Asian, Nordic Asian, I guess, anybody that's Euro Asian, anybody that's African, anybody that's Caribbean, anybody that's anything. In fact, this is because not everybody knows this, because there's races. Everybody in all races believe in this lie. So that's why this truth is so important. But this is going out to especially like Caucasians and like Asians and shit like that. People that aren't Black, that haven't seen this deception from a mile away. Now look, they say that Africa is the mother of all civilization. Okay, they say that we evolved not from monkeys or the ape, but they say that the ape, the chimpanzee, and us we have the same common ancestor, meaning it didn't look like a monkey, it didn't look like a man. It was something in between or something completely different, and it branched off into ape and it branched off into man. Now, one problem with that in the Black conscious community that we have is, where are the Black people in this evolutionary chart? It should go in that disgusting white supremacist science, chimpanzee to upright, and then black, because, you know, I mean, they call us monkeys and shit, say we swing in trees, go back to Africa, you monkey and shit like that, right? Okay, so we should be black, and then we should be like, you know, Indian and shit, like, you know, it should be getting like, you know, the features should be changing, you know, South American looking, and then like Chinese looking, and then like, you know, more native, and then white, you know, and then white, and then maybe an alien. But instead, it's only dealing with the Caucasian, you know. So when you see charts like these where it goes from monkey to white man, that gives a lot of room in the Black conscious community to be even more divisive and be like, say, well, white people are from monkeys and black people are from gods. When you look at the old cosmologies, which Brother Sanchez enlightened me to, they didn't speak of races. There was different skin tones all over the plane, but they never spoke of races. They spoke of classifications of human types. They talked about the pygmy, the twa, the short people. But they depicted these people of all races. Then there was the giants. There was the normal people, and I forget the other people. I think the other people were like completely like devoid of melanin, or like completely like covered in hair or something. But there's other types of beings, not just black and white. And as soon as you fall for black and white, you know, if you're in the Black conscious community and you're like, oh man, fuck the Chinese because they come to Africa and exploit us. Oh, fuck the Indians because they don't care about us. But and then on the other hand, you say, oh man, we gotta bang on the white man. It's the white man's fault that we're in this predicament. We'd be out of this if it weren't for the white man. Yet at the same time, supporting the white man's science, the globe, the Jesuit globe that came out of Europe, then, you know, I think you're really lost as a being. You know what I mean? Because you got that Black conscious power, pride, and that kind of hate, you know, against all other races, even of self. And then you're showing, yeah, but they were telling us the truth when they gave us the globe, though. You know, bang on that beast all day when it comes to how to do mathematics and how to do agriculture and arts and yoga, and we invented yoga and we invented kung fu. The damn Asians, they stole it. But then you say, oh, but the globe, that they gave us the globe. They you know, they don't you know that they told us that they filmed it with their machines, their technology, and they sent up a rocket with some strings. And don't you know, they, you know, we can believe that. Obviously, the whole world can fall for that lie. But no, we're not 3/5 of a human. No, that's a white man's lie. We didn't come from humans. No, that's the white man's lie. Oh no, you know, we weren't born. We didn't come from monkeys. No, that's the white man's lie. No. Oh no, but the globe is real. Yeah, the white man loved us then. You know, you're really at a crossroads with yourself in your life. And I think that you should come into this flat earth movement and you should really be open to it because your ancestors spoke about it. And in fact, any race that's watching this right now knows that their ancestors spoke about flat earth. I just talked to a native brother. He was Cree. What is he? Cree? Yeah, I think he's Cree, the Cree cry. Anyways, I told him to ask his elders about their cosmology, and they didn't say anything about a big bang and things exploding into spheres and shit. It's all about the earth being made. We developed on the earth. We're a part of the earth. We don't own the earth. We're of the earth. And talked about like great breaths and great animals and things here and there. But never once do you hear any type of sphere or globe reference anywhere. You don't hear like, oh, there was a big exhalation and God blew bubbles and we all and then those bubbles gave birth to new bubbles and then they started to spin around each other, and then the life forms on the bubbles evolved from one cell to over 100 trillion cells. organisms. And soon we're gonna be big-headed gray aliens that are omnisexual and transgender and can do anything, yet still need a spacecraft to travel instead of using their mind. Y'all, the deception is so big, y'all. Rockets don't go up. They only go in arcs and come right back down. This is masterpiece. This is masterpiece saying peace, love, abundance, fortitude, health, wealth, okay? Acceptance. We have to break this this against that and this against that. Let me give a shout out to the chat because y'all have been going crazy. I haven't been listening to the chat because I've been going in. And I just want to give y'all a big shout out and a humble thanks. Naomi, Steven, Dave Abel, Wake Up the Sheeple, Dominique McClurkin, Flat Earth 2017 Consciousness. How's it going? What's up? Oh, y'all got it in on this. Road FFM. Good points. Thank you, my brother. Good points. Thank you. I hope you're having a marvelous day. That same dude. Haha, good song. I think that was referring to when I was singing the Silver and Gold. Okay? Flat Earth Brooklyn. What's good? Depolarized Sheeple. Greetings from France. All right, we got some France in the house. Yo, Depolarized Sheeple, come back anytime. You're always welcome. Carolyn Gutman Day. What's good? Thank you very much. Thanks for your viewership. Joshua Bolliero. We're growing. That's right. That's right, brother. Food, clothing, and shelter. Logic. What's going on, my brother? Thank you. You know, he's saying good show. And coming from him, he's a master show host. Go subscribe right now. Leave my chat and go subscribe to Food, Clothing, and Shelter right now. And then come back. Carolyn Gutman Day. I already gave you a shout out, but ain't nothing wrong with giving you 2 shout outs. Charlie, what's going on? Nara 84. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We've spoken in the past. What's good? Thank you so much for your support. George Martino. What's good? Thanks for watching. NASA must go bye-bye just like I must go bye-bye. I'm out of here. I'm sending y'all a big salute to the chat. And look out for me. I'll be dropping live streams at least twice a week. And I'll be dropping videos in between that with like fatherhood tips and veganism, stuff like that. Stuff to keep your elevation height. Please give me that like. Please share. Please follow. Please subscribe to my channel and support me in what I'm doing. Email me at masterpiece9@hotmail.com. I'm always down to hear what you guys are thinking and to help in any way, shape, or form that I can. And like I said, eat to live. Let's continue to break the deception. Stay tuned for You've Been Exposed. I think he's coming live tonight. Stay tuned for Brother Sanchez. He's always got something up his sleeve. And to all the flat earthers out there and all the truth seekers out there and everybody in general, please keep on elevating your minds, your consciousness, your hearts. All right? Peace, protect your family, protect your loved ones, and power. All right, y'all. This has been Master Peace, and I have nothing but love for you. All right, bye.